Hi, hello. Hi, hello. My name is Julia, and I could be your erotic photographer. And this video is about threesomes. I will be talking about specific couple. So I just receive an email, and usually that's what I get. I will get a request filled in on website form, and this is a photo shoot, services photography. The shoot is couple and the model, which I called is a threesome experience, and there will be a long message. So let me just tell a little bit more about why couples want to shoot with hot and sexy models. Of course, we know this as a threesome experience, and this is a very great stimulation. And couples at my studio, I can choose a male or a female model to shoot with. Okay, and that's where they can play a lot of adult games and create a lot of fantasy scenarios. So usually this is a situation when the couple is worn out, their energy is down, and they would look for some other source of the energy. And depending on the couple, we are choosing the models and we are looking deeper into this scenarios, fantasy shoots, and they chose photography, but I make also videos. So what they're saying is, hi. We are a couple that are interested in shooting potentially with a model. We would be looking for a quiet and explicit shoot rather than something arty, black and white style photographs. So what that means is that they do not want to shoot boudoir. Okay, so the world is full of standard sessions which are slightly sensual, romantic, or how to say, going into nudes, but they are looking for a real action. Okay, for a real experience, nothing what is staged out there and presented in a, like in a pretty way, but they're looking for something more. That's what I call more than boudoir. And they do not want to play safe. So that is why they are already telling me that they want to do something specific. Okay, so going further, I am not sure how explicit you will go, but acts such as split roast, blow job, rimming, etc. would be what we are looking for. It would include lots of outfit changes as well. Okay, so what they want is they already have a lot of things in mind, okay, and they would like to try different outfits and play out those making love scenes in a different variety scenarios, right? And that already for me in my head is a half day shoot, okay, when they mention a lot of outfits, a lot of things, right? So changing takes time, and during that photo shoot, they would like to get an assistant, a hot, sexy model with them. And so we have never done any of this type of shoots before, so a little nervous. However, your website sounds great and just what we are looking for. Okay, to be fair, my website shows a lot of explicit images if you go on the gallery, and sometimes I notice that people are just stopping on the home page, which is quite arty and how to say, maybe quite standard, okay, and then they are not sure how far I can go. My website says very clearly that I am a photographer who shoots adult content without limitation and creates a sexual art, okay, with my clients, right? So that is my limits. The only limits is a budget, to be fair, which I will speak about this later, because the more fantasies go into depth and more, how to say, creative and complicated it gets, the more special price it will acquire. Okay, so if you could provide photographs of a male model that you can supply, that would be great. So here we go. This is where they reveal what kind of model they want, and they would like a male model. Okay, and what they're asking is they're asking to see the male model pictures what are available, right? And I am, how to say, I don't mind to send male model pictures, and they of course specified the date. Okay, they gave me the date, so it's more or less how to say, possible for me to find out. Usually what happens during those emails that people do not specify the date, and they are just curious. And I receive a lot of emails from couples with these type of fantasies, or they writing and describing what kind of the fantasies they have in their head, and they would like just to see, the list, the album, the selection of the models who are available. Okay, and their photo shoot is most of the time not based by the artist and by the studio and by the artwork, which will be going to be created by specifically by the model. Okay, and that's why they're looking for that special model that it could get them turned on, right? And sometimes what I see is that, some when people are describing their models, they have very high expectations. I mean, very high expectations. Okay, like recently one guy asked me about a tantric shoot which will happen with a tantric model, and I have a very, experience, great, how to say, service, good, and it's an amazing model to assist on the day and create essential and amazing photography and atmosphere, in the studio. And he agreed with the price. Everything was fine with him, right? And it's like a standard package. And then the next email he's writing me and sending me exact description of the model. So she have to be tall, she have to be fit, muscular, slightly, yes, but petite. Then she have to be pretty, young, brunette, and a nice bum, and boob size is double D. Okay? And that is the reality, that is the reality what I get. So people are not aware, they cannot pull that model themselves. Okay, and this is in their fantasy. Okay, probably stuck from the adult movies which they want online. Okay, when they were, watching porn, and that's what they want to try. But let me tell you this, the reality is that in London, this type of the model, okay, going on camera and film, will happen only for absolutely special price. Okay, absolutely special price, and it will break your bank. Okay, because that is the reality. Okay, so he understands that the package includes the studio rent, the photographer rent, yes, the service, the experience, the post-production, the arranging the model, preparing the model for a shoot, right? And everything happens on his behalf. He doesn't have to worry. He's absolutely happy with the price. And then he hits me with this fantasy model, which, which itself, that model itself, to provide such a service cost between 1 and 3K per hour. Okay, and that is the reality, and somehow people do not understand that these fantasy people cost a fantasy price. Okay, for some people it's a fantasy price, but that's what you pay for your fantasy. And I'm sorry, but that's true. It's not like you paying me, you're gonna pay that person who will be in your fantasy. Okay, and that is not my problem if you have this such a fantasy that you are not satisfied with the gorgeous, sexy, how to say, not that much busty blonde, but she provides a great experience. They want, a Rolls Royce for the price of a Mini. That's the problem all the time. So going into this couple's email, okay, now they are going very specifically about the model. So we might potentially be interested in using a TV model, which is an actor or, presenter or whatever, some kind of like a famous person that you can, also, if you could also provide photograph of TS model. It's like a student, it's like a very young model, okay? Of these ones, that would be great, okay? We would also be interested in a couples only shoot. We are just considering options, thanks. Okay, so they would like to have a couple shoot, but they would like to have a model. Okay, and they're looking around and they're curious. Okay, and usually what can I say? I can be so nice and send a lot of pictures of random people, or models who are available but not available on that day, right? And specifically, I can only show pictures of the model when I know exactly what kind of the service that model will provide, because models, you know how my clients sometimes treats those models, like subjects. They do not understand that models also coming to have fun, and a good time. They are not there to slave and to work. Okay, there was one couple who actually was booking a shoot and willing to pay a full price, a nice price for my work and for a model. But then the lady just got crazy, absolutely, and they decided that into that shoot they want to include the whole Kama Sutra, and that model, which they are trying to book, a hot top model, hot sexy lady, they usually have this character that they do not want to work very hard. Okay, they want to enjoy, they want to have fun, they want to be all beautiful. They provide some of the services and provide some of the experiences, but when they list 20 things what they want to do and fit into that shoot, and I just imagine that model jumping around, switching position, doing that with him, with her, and it's just like, seriously, this is like a crazy scenarios. They're making a crazy scenarios, or hard to accomplish, or I need to give a model an absolutely fantasy price so that the model will manage to jump this way, that height up to the ceiling, because models, when you are booking those VIP models, they are VIP. You're not gonna make them jump. They do not understand the simple thing that the models are humans. The models are people. They want to fancy you as well. They want to feel that connection, that attraction. They want to enjoy their time with the client. It's not a slavery that you come to the shoot and only do the drill, that just, or someone will be doing it. This is not the type of the studio. Okay, this is like a fantasy studio which creates an energy, creates an atmosphere, creates an emotions and memories, right? They looked at so many those porn movies where people were used, abused, and not paid probably well for this service, and that's it. So with those type of people, I do understand that they have no clue and they think that everything what they ask, I will meet their requirements. But sometimes it's just, how to say, come on, this is me who have to go on your behalf and ask those things. If I am feeling like awkward and I don't feel fine with all these kind of, so what that you are paying? But it is not possible for that person who likes to get money easy because they, for what they are or how they look, they're not gonna be working hard. This is not hard working people, right? This is beautiful people. So they want an amazing hot looking model, and in the same time it's like buying a Maserati and wanting to go into the fields like the tractor and collect all the cabbage. It is not possible this way, right? And I understand this, and every time I have to go to my clients and explain this situation, that the higher the model, the less work he wants to do, unless they will give with the spectacular price that they will be so happy to please them and jump around, that it's gonna be a free will, right? I cannot make anyone. I do not have here in my studio a collection of the models who want to work with me and uh, join clients. They're doing their favor, because it is very hard to find this service and create this type of fantasies. And it is not easy to direct and make this a reality, make this happen. And people just don't understand. And they treating, how to say, can you show me this? Can you show me that? Can you just Well, it doesn't work this way. These are live people and they have feelings as well, right? And they're not there to serve you. They're here to assist you, to help you. And I want my clients to understand this information. Okay? I want to understand. Sometimes clients are listing out those enormous, how to say, to achieve in one shoot ideas. This is like 1 or 2 day shoot. Okay, and they want to fill everything in few hours session, and then they trying to make me to guarantee, okay, to promise them that all the list what they want happiness will happen with them. But this is the service which provided not by me, okay, but by the model have not met you yet, okay. You don't know if you would like each other. I do not have a unsuccessful shoot with the models. What I am just saying, these are live people. I cannot guarantee for someone else's service, right? Especially when they are top models. I'm trying to explain that the top models do not work hard. So why are you making those lists? They need to come up with an amazing budget that these models will start and will want to work, right? This is the first problem I see, right? Or downgrade their expectations. That's all it is. So you choose how it will be, but that's the reality. And yes, I have a famous models who are in adult business and who are really cool, and they can last long and they can perform long, and that will be the best choice for them to choose. Okay. But when they start, being picky, they will not get anyone because it is hard just to promise all those things. Seriously, it is, how to say, this is how it is. I know my job and I know for what I'm responsible is, and I know that I will create this amazing photography. But then, and again, fantasy is, how to say, fantasy without limitations. It means that the budget without limitations, right? I hope you understand this message, and thank you so much for watching. Love you, kiss you, mean it.